Hey keepers, today we're taking a look at the technique I use to ensure clean low ball handling. Whenever a ball is coming at chest height or lower, I want to make sure my keepers are using the basket technique. The basket technique is super simple. As always, we start in keeper ready position with a slight bend at your knees, and next we want to make sure that our elbows are connected. This keeps your arms parallel and together, which doesn't allow the ball to slip through. And next we want to make sure we're bringing our chest and head down over the ball, like you're pretty much closing your body down and completely closing up a cave, or as if you had a basket and your chest is the lid to the basket. You close that basket up the moment you collect the ball down at your lower body, and you close up your body on top of it, pretty much like closing up a basket. It's imperative that all low balls are controlled on the first time. Any bobbling of a low shot can and will lead to an easy cleanup goal. To practice the basket technique with beginners, I like to work pure repetition. Starting with an easy underhand service right to the keeper's hips, we want to focus on technique and body shape. Again, all holds must be clean, especially in this drill. Next, we want to cover the shots that come in right at the keeper's feet with pace. There are a few different techniques to control these shots, but my favorite is just like the basket technique. The only difference in this technique and our basket is how low we're getting with the ball. If you want to collect these low balls cleanly, you must bend your knees and bring your chest down over the ball. I used to do the technique where you would drop down your knee and you would make a long kind of wall with your body. The only issue with that is if the ball takes a weird bounce or it goes a little too wide, you will not be able to react and hold on to those shots that do go wide. If you see it in this issue right here, once the ball goes wide and it's not centered with your body, you're not going to be able to get a good control on the soccer ball. The main problem I notice with keepers and their low ball technique is that most keepers do not bend their knees or bring their chest down over the ball. More often than not, I see goalkeepers getting a low ball and bringing their chest up too quickly, which then forces the ball out of their hands. To counter this, I like to make my keepers work on a wide squat, where they're getting their hands in a low scooping motion and using their chest as the holding place for the ball. Again, this is all repetition with the idea of forcing the keeper to get his body low and on top of the ball completely. There should be no bobbling of the ball, especially when it comes to holding these low balls and getting your chest down completely. And finally, we have the low dive technique. Remember, the hardest shots for a keeper to save will always be under his or her hips, which means that these low dives must be clean, and with the help of the ground or your third hand, you can make them all solid holds. As always, we start in the keeper ready position with our body weight leaning towards the shot, and we want to follow that up with our power step. The power step is always the closest foot to the ball and always is a step forward attacking the ball. Not only should your feet be stepping forward and attacking the ball, your chest needs to follow over your legs. You need to work on throwing your chest over your knee. If you're not throwing your chest over your knee, you're not attacking the ball enough and you're not getting the right attack forward on the ball. Once you have that attack forward, we need to think about our hand placement. Our first type of placement needs to be the top hand goes on the top of the soccer ball while the bottom hand goes on the back, complete center of the soccer ball, making the third part of the hand the ground. You want to actually trap the ball up against the ground and make sure that the ball is not slipping out completely, so you can give it a good pat on the top of the ball and to the side and see that you have three areas of concentration of hold on the ball, which is one hand on top of the ball, one hand behind the ball, and the ground holding the ball in place. The good thing about training with low ball diving and the low ball diving drills is that you can just set up a square with the balls on the ground and work on just doing your low ball dive without an actual service. The main thing I tell my goalkeepers for this drill and for any low ball diving drill is to always push that soccer ball out to the farthest extent that you can. You want to make sure that you're making this forward dive, that you're not just leaving the soccer ball to land right where you are doing your dive, but that you're taking it and that you're pushing it forward. We want to think about if the ball is coming in and it goes through our hands, that we are pushing it outside enough that even if it does go through our hands, that it's going to go around the post for a corner. We never want the ball to go forward or to go through our hands and to go into the goal. If it comes from a parry, we're always going and we're pushing it outside. Never let the ball decide where you're going. You decide where the ball's going. Remember, keeper training and technique is all repetition and muscle memory, so practice this as much as you possibly can. Hey keepers, thank you so much for watching my training video on how to collect low balls. If you liked it, please click like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. Make sure you share the YouTube channel with your keeper friends and to check out albertoruizsoccer.com for more information and exclusive content. Thank you guys again, and I'll see you guys again very soon.